YouTube, RPM out here. Got a video for you, and I'm going to show you how I make char-cloth. So, hopefully I'll get all this in frame. I use an old t-shirt. So this is just an old white t-shirt, and I do recommend white because it shows up better. And then I cut it into squares. Maybe 2 by 2 or something like that. And then I have a tin here, and this is probably 2.5 by 2.5 inches. Someone at work was giving away a bunch of tins, so I took them, and this ended up being kind of the best one out there. I'm going to make like little candles out of these, or wax torches, fire starters. I mean, I got a bunch of tins anyway. So what I do is I take about 10 of these, so I just lay them in there. 2, 3, 4. Sure, I'm in frame here. Yep. 5, 6. I could do 10 because this is a bigger tin. If you're using an Altoids tin, you'd probably only do like 4 or 5. That's 10, pretty close. Okay, and when you take the lid and you drill a hole in it, there's my hole here, and I made the hole too big, so I used some aluminum tape, and it works pretty well. Make the hole smaller, so you could probably use like a nail to put in the lid, and then just seal it like so. I think I got this t-shirt, wipe my hands off. I've already made a couple batches, so, and I'm just using sterno. I think this is, yeah, it's a good one. So I'm using sterno to do this, and I'll zoom in a little bit here. There. This is kind of my homemade setup here. Show me the frame. Yep. And because this deal here is too close to the flame, I just set this an old soup can over the top of it, and then set the tin on top of that, and that seems to work pretty well. It's just the right distance away. And then what's going to happen is excuse me, this will start smoking, and when it quits smoking, that's when you know your char-cloth is done. So we'll come back when it starts smoking, so you won't have to, this takes quite a while to do. So we'll come back when it's smoking, and then when it's done smoking, and we'll see what it looks like when we're done. So we'll be back. Alright, so as you can see, it's just starting to smoke, and it'll get a lot worse than that, or smoke a lot more. Now I'm in my garage. I got both my doors. I got a 2-car garage, so I got both doors open, and there's no vehicles in here, so it's pretty airy. And I mean, this thing will get going pretty good. And that sounds the sterno. So either do this outside or do it in a real well ventilated area, because this is going to smoke a lot. And it took, last batch I did probably took 10-15 minutes to do. So see my dirty ass garage here. And if you're like me, make sure there's plenty of flammables, an old motor there full of gas, and crates, carpet. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. It'll really get going here. And it just vents right out the top of that hole. There's actually some coming out the sides, but you can use an Altoids tin or any type of tin to do this. And it makes really good Char-cloth. And we'll do a test tonight with flint and steel in the dark when it's darker, so you can see exactly what it looks like. So that's my little setup for making Char-cloth. And I'm gonna make a ton of this stuff. Probably don't need that much, but I can put it in Ziploc bags and put it in each bug out bag or get home bag in my backpack. So as you can see, it's smoking pretty good. It looks kind of cool coming out there like a chimney. You don't want flames. So if it starts flaming up, put it out, because you just end up burning the cloth. So anyway, that's what it looks like, and we'll come back when it's getting low. So we'll be back. I just think the smoke's cool. Like I said, you can use any fire source for this. Do it on a campfire or anything. Use an Altoids tin, anything like that. So, alright, we'll be back when the smoke starts slowing down. Alright, as you can see, the smoke is starting to slow down, but don't be fooled. You need to wait until there is no smoke, or very little, like lots of pauses in between. But you don't want to overdo it, because you'll ruin your Char-cloth and won't have that flammability to catch a spark if it's overcooked. And you don't want it underdone, because then it just turns into crappy Char-cloth. So yeah, even this is too much smoke. I know it's not done yet, and so like I said, you gotta wait for it to be completely done. It'll start out really strong and then gradually get less and less smoke. So we'll be back. Alright, so I think we are done. It's like there's very, very little smoke coming out of there. Might give it a couple more minutes, but that's pretty close to being finished. If not, I'll show you what it looks like now, and if I think it needs more time, we'll put it back on and finish it up. I know there's still a little smoke, but it's coming very little. So we'll be right back. Alright, I wasn't quite satisfied with that, so we'll put it back on for a few more minutes. You can see it's not smoking, but I just put it back on. When I pulled the lid off, the cloth was kind of smoldering, and I don't want that, so I put it back on, and we'll be back with the finished product. Alright, so there's my Char-cloth. As you can see, it's 10 pieces. Let's see. This. So we started with this, ended with this. It's all nice and black. I'm going to tear a piece off here. See, it just comes off like that. See if I can get from the camera here. Okay. So we're just going to light it. You can see it'll just work its way. So that'll take to a spark very well. So just work its way through the cloth here. You have to blow on it. Believe it or not, that's enough to get a fire going. So those little embers. Like I said, we'll try this at night. We may have overcooked that a little bit, but like I said, at least you got a little ember. And any ember in the wild or out in the woods is good stuff. We can get this focused here. Okay. Yep, so now I'm going to go back and make some more. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. We'll see you. That's the way that stuff's supposed to work. When it's done right.